Hey everybody, this is Julian. I am back today with an update, primarily because I've had my first major complication. But first, I had left off the last update saying I wasn't entirely sure what I was going to do with regards to the binder and the ointment. I emailed Dr. Brownstein. He said the binder comes off, don't use the ointment anymore, and I don't remember if I had any other questions for him. But so that was the end of that. Also, my kelo-cote came on Tuesday, and I have been using that as directed twice a day. You just put a really thin layer on and just keep building the layer. I'm assuming eventually some of it interacts and wears off or does its thing, but it's not bad to use. This cost me somewhere between 20 and 30 bucks, and this is the 20-gram supply. I got it on Amazon. So that's the update. The primary reason I'm doing this video is because I have developed seromas, which are fluid under the skin, and apparently this happens to 1 in 10 guys after they have their surgery, but that number isn't really out there so much, and Dr. Brownstein barely mentioned it. So what happens is, because you're taking out this huge mass of tissue, the body wants to fill it essentially, and it fills it with fluid. The two options are a hematoma, which is blood, and a seroma, which is that serum essentially that filled the drains primarily. I'm thinking it shouldn't be a hematoma because I don't feel like I've broken anything, plus it's on both sides. So I actually, when I was looking at the video I shared with you Monday, I actually noticed that it was already starting to show in that video, and I had been wearing my binder until that day. So it was already happening, I just didn't realize it. So if you look at the reveal video versus Monday's video, you can see that there was already some little bulging, really.
Pouching.
Pouching is Leah's word for it. It's actually not as bad right now as it was last night, because it got so uncomfortable that I've been wearing my binder today. So it has to be really bad to want to put this thing back on again, and it has been. What happens is, as the fluid fills up, and I don't even know what to call them. I mean, I guess they're sort of still breasts, but if you say breasts, you think girl breasts. So it's been filling up the area, which Leah has decided we will call chesticles, even though the boobs are gone. And the more fluid that gets in there, the more pressure, and the skin becomes extremely sensitive around it, so it hurts to wear a shirt. Just having the shirt barely touch my skin is painful. I could barely fall asleep last night. I say painful. It's not even pain, because to me pain is something sharp, but it's such extreme discomfort that I'm just miserable. And the binder, by pushing the fluid back in essentially a little bit, has helped that, as uncomfortable as the binder itself is. So I emailed Dr. Brownstein with photos, and it was, as I suspected. He's pretty sure it's seroma, and I'm almost positive it's on both sides. One way to tell is when you touch it, you get this waterbed effect, and I'm sure you can't see it on the video. I won't ask Leah to zoom in, but basically you touch it here and it poofs. Oh, if I push it here, this pops out. Same thing on this side. Kind of creepy, actually, but that's how you know that there's fluid in there. And between my description and the photos I sent him, Dr. Brownstein was, yep, that's it, get it drained. So because I live in upstate New York and Dr. Brownstein's in California, we are obviously not going back to see him. So I called my doctor's office, and my doctor's on vacation this week, but one of the other doctors in the practice said because it's a plastic surgery, they want a plastic surgeon to do the draining. And there actually is a surgeon here in Oneonta and Cooperstown area, Dr. Kevin McGuire, who's starting to do top surgeries for trans guys. And so I mentioned his name, and he will actually be doing the draining tomorrow, which is good because he's familiar with the surgery. He's done some double incisions before. So tomorrow I will go and get them drained. From what I've read online, the procedure is a local anesthetic. Then they essentially stick a syringe in there and pull out as much fluid as needs to be removed. Hopefully, crossing fingers, they'll only need to do this once. I've read stories where some people have to do it several times a week for on and on and on. I'm really, really hoping this is a one-time thing, but right now, anything to, like, I've had the binder off for maybe 5-10 minutes now, and I can feel the pressure building. It's quite uncomfortable. So, we'll keep you posted, but this is something that can happen. It's not life-threatening at all. It shouldn't affect the results of the surgery as long as I get them drained. What can happen is the fluid builds up between the muscle and the skin, and that's, right now you want the skin to start adhering to the muscle. So if it doesn't do it, you can have sagging. This is really much more common with guys who do a keyhole or a peri-areolar surgery, but it can happen with the double incision as well, and I'm a lucky recipient. So that's the update. Do another video afterwards, either tomorrow or this weekend, to see how the draining goes tomorrow. But other than that, I'm doing pretty well. If you start feeling this kind of crazy tightness, look into the possibility of fluid buildup and have it taken care of. So we'll see you later. This is Julian.